Welcome, everyone. This is Pineleaf Needles, and you're listening to LOTRO Players News, where we take a look at the latest news in LOTRO and here at LOTRO Players. And this week we have with us Arendis
Hey, everybody.
and Sanswinda.
Hello.
Hello there. It is time for us to dive into this week's news, which is, first off, we have a little bit of a patch, which is update. This thing's really doing the number. All right, there we go. Update 24.2.2. It's not much of a patch, it's just a small little patch where, first off, we have both Dale and Hultvis are now considered major travel hubs on the Stable Masters collection panel. I know you're really concerned about that. Gladdenmore North and South locations have been added to the Stable Masters collections panel.
Cool.
Always good.
Yeah. Do they really? I didn't think that they added the boats to Stable Masters to the Stable Masters panel, but okay. And then all Veils of Ondoing Stable Master locations must now be discovered before you can travel to them using the Stable Masters collection panel.
Really? Is that the same for all of them? I didn't think so. I thought you could click on it and pay extra mithril if you hadn't discovered it.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Is this part of the, forgive my ignorance, is this part of the new content?
Yeah, this
Because
is
sorry.
Yeah, the Veils of Ondoing and the Gladmore stuff are actually that should be Gladmere, I think. I think that's a typo. I think it's Gladmere, or at least that's why I always thought it was Gladmere. But all right, with the Gladmere, Gladmore, and the Veils of Ondoing, those are both the new areas, and Hultvis is also.
Right. Maybe it's new areas you can't do that for, especially since traveling to your quest guide costs extra mithril anyway.
That's what I was gonna say.
I suppose so. And they also corrected translation issues in the French and German game clients. I'm sure anyone living in France or Germany is happy about that. And there is a known issue, though, that some Gladdenmere essences, this time they did say Gladdenmere, essences are not yet translated into French and German and may display improperly. When they say display improperly, do they mean they may display in English, or do they mean that they'll display improperly in some other manner?
I am now curious and wish to know.
Alas, I don't know since I don't play any other of those clients. So let's head into the LOTRO Beacon. We have issue 125, where it looks like somebody is showing off the new Farmer's Fair cosmetics on the top, or at least the hat. We have the straw hat for the Farmer's Fair, and on twitch.tv.yiki, all of Yiki's streams through September 18th are dedicated charity streams for Wounded Warrior Project. And donations will be accepted during each stream, and there are also ways to donate between streams if you visit the channel. Current goal is $500, and if that goal is reached, Yiki will give away 5,000 LOTRO points on the 18th. Make sure you follow the channel so that you know when Yiki goes live, and donate to Wounded Warrior Project.
This sounds like a great idea, and I hope that they reach their goal and beyond.
I wonder if they have any updates on how far they've made it so far.
Let's see.
Apparently there is no little announcement here or anything like that keeping up with what they're doing, but I suppose there is some place where they're keeping track of it.
Yeah, I don't see anything either, but I'm sure when he goes live, or I'm sorry, when they go live, they'll let us know.
Yes. Then we have Fibro Jedi has updated his Farmer's Fair guide for this year. So you could, of course, click to see that guide. I took a little browse of it to take a look at the new mounts and the cosmetics. I don't know if either of you is interested in any. The straw hats look nice.
The straw hats do look nice. And I was also looking at them. The scarf could be kind of nice too, depending on the outfit that you want to put it with.
Yeah. Yeah, that will depend upon the outfit.
I thought that the goat of the harvest sky looked kind of cool.
Well, let's see.
I mean, as far as goats go, you know.
Right, because I don't use goats all that often, and since
I think
I have that white goat.
Most of my hobbits have that from, I think, last year? Maybe the year before. I think it must have been cheaper last year.
It would have been, if it's something that is, if it's something that's still available this year, it has to be from last year.
He's got it as a 2017-2018 mount reward, so it was probably cheaper last year, which is probably why my hobbits ended up with it. With the apples on the back for snacks as you go.
Or maybe this is because usually after 2 years, you can only get them to mithril. Or maybe this is a slightly different goat that has its own set of apples.
Maybe it is. I'm not sure.
That tells you how much I pay attention to goats. Then we have Rosalinda has created a guide to being a chicken in Middle Earth.
I will definitely be checking this out.
So this is Mother Hen's Chicken Guide. This is all posted in the forums, and this is to be a 5-part area. There are 4 parts of it that are already posted, but part 5 is TBA.
Wow, it's very extensive.
And if you find anything by Hologrow on Chicken Play, that is also really good. He's known as Uncle Rooster.
As Uncle Rooster.
Yeah, right. He leads lots of new chicken runs. I think this is the guide I was thinking about seeing earlier this week. A run from today was mentioned in there.
Then we have Deco de Melou added new Farmers Fair housing deco to their website. So if you're interested in anything related to that, and this looks like things like mushroom rings, chicken coops, produce stalls.
I'm still laughing at the dabbing chicken statue. Or at least it looks like it's dabbing, I'm not sure.
All right, on the golden chicken statue in there.
I think someone had some fun making that one. The decorative oven looks really good too.
Hi. Now the question is, can you use the decorative oven as a crafting station?
I don't know. That'd be cool though.
It'd be useful. Then we have Chickening Around returns with chapter 26. Fly, you fowls!
Oh, jeez.
And the Gleaming Thread posted a festive orange outfit for hobbits assembled in the Farmers Fair Festival. Festive orange? Right.
Wait, let me pull it up. Let me see.
I'm just trying.
And we have We have a report that the decorative oven is not usable.
Oh,
Oh,
sad day.
oh,
It still looks good though.
right. Thanks you, Guarandas. Alas, it wasn't something you needed. Best part is, I'm sure that Pineleaf has no idea what dabbing is. Yeah, okay, Ready Player One, of course, does have that nailed.
Oh, jeez. Okay, I'm probably going to butcher this, but dabbing was a thing that went around for a little while. It's kind of on its way out now, where it's the pose that the chicken is doing, and so people would pose in that in pictures, and it was in memes and all sorts of stuff. So one of the devs had fun and just was like, you know what? This is popular, or it was at one point. Let's make a funny statue.
And Sam's of the opinion that in a game of Trivial Pursuit between Sam and I, it will be even. So I presume that means that Sam isn't known for his stuff in that area either.
That is a very good question, Gordon. Which came first, the chicken or the dab? Oh, geez.
No idea on that.
But going back to the outfit that you were talking about, Pineleaf, I think it looks good. The cloak is cool. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, when I first heard that it was orange, I said, "Really? Is that going to work?"
Yeah, but it's a nice. It's more of a muted kind of orangey, almost gold, and it looks really.
Yeah, that is the case on that because I was expecting it to be a loud orange or something like that. Yeah, so I wonder if any of the comments say, yes, what a dapper gentleman. The cloak looks very appropriate on a hobbit-themed outfit. Yes, and I think says someone who actually manages to make orange look good. That's a bit of an achievement. Let's head into the Kin Hall. The Secret Fire Rekindles is an age 21 plus guild online comprised of adult, mature, veteran gamers who are dedicated to a friendly, team-focused, fun-loving gaming environment where every member is important and not just a number on a roster. Now let's head into our weekly comment. What's more fun? Scolding drunkards or throwing rotten vegetables at bounders?
Throwing rotten vegetables at bounders.
Really?
Yeah, you don't have to wait all day for somebody to slip up.
All right, so you're talking about it from the point of view of having to, find that. It's sort of like the drunken elves in Lothlorien.
Right, you've got to stand around and wait for them to say something silly. And then not only do you have to catch who said it, you have to catch who said it and get to them and scold them before somebody else scolds them or somebody scolds somebody who wasn't drunk. And then you've got to wait again. So, yeah, throwing rotten vegetables at boundaries is a lot more fun because you can do it at your own pace, at your own schedule. You can just hide behind one of the lampposts and toss veggies, and it's kind of funny. The bounder says funny things, and then you're done.
Well, I must admit that I am not running out to do either of those quests.
I
I
mean,
think
I avoided throwing rotten vegetables at bounders for a while because I was like, I don't want to do that. That seems like something you shouldn't do. I mean, I'm a bounder. Why would I throw rotten vegetables at bounders? But I've got to say, of the two, I would rather throw the rotten vegetables.
All right, I can see your point in the matter.
I think my favorite comment from the forums says throwing rotten vegetables at drunkards and scolding bound. We're gonna remix it all. And someone
Okay.
else says depends on whether I'm drunk or on bounder duty.
See, although my drunk, rotten, vegetable-throwing hobbit was scolded by one of the bounders in the Shire on Langeville a while ago.
Uh-oh.
All right, that
She hit
was
all of
very
it.
nice. Yeah, she hit all of it. Let's head into the fan site news. We have Adventures After Dark with Big Ed Mustafa. And we had Fights of Flancy with Wayward Plains, who continues in the Vales of Anduin. And you can watch Adventures with Elda as she continues her trek in the Vales of Anduin. The Dwarva Scholar continues his adventures in Honor, and Gravity 42 resumes his adventures in the Bjorning Lands. As you could watch The Road Goes Ever On, and French Girl Gaming returns to Venus Tirez in this episode of LOTRO Adventures with a French twist. Maybe she could tell us what the issues are with the French server.
Ooh, maybe so. Or maybe she knows someone who knows.
Yep. And our screenshot of the week looks like it is a fireworks dragon flying in front of a rainbow.
That was timed really well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And Elathrian sent this week's screenshot of the week.
It kind of looks like the dragon left the rainbow behind the same way planes can leave a trail behind.
A rainbow contrail. Oh, right.
It's perfect. Hey, LOTRO devs, can we make this happen every time we shoot off the fireworks?
Let's head into our store sales. And says Window, what's on sale this week?
Well, this week, the weekly coupon code gets you fall injury immunity times 5 with the coupon code FALLSAFE, now through August 29th. And this is something you probably want to pick up. Especially if you jump off cliffs purposefully or accidentally. It will save you broken ankles and lots of time limping. So, yeah, totally worth redeeming your coupon code this week. FALLSAFE. FALLSAFE. And it is a Make Your Piece of Middle-earth Shine sale. You get 20% off select housing decorations, select housing writs. Select housing decorations, select housing sets, and housing property writs. It's important to get those in the right place. Select cloaks, and that also lasts until the 29th. And yeah, this might be a good sale for you. It might not be. Make sure you double check the cloaks and decide if you can find them in game or not before deciding to buy them. And the Farmers Fair has arrived, as was noted, so you can take part in the festivities now through September 9th to also get fun housing and cosmetic items.
Right. And just before the show, I went and collected my fall immunity damage to make sure I didn't forget it.
And which character did you get that on, Pineleaf?
I got that on the warden that quests with you.
That was probably a very good choice, Pineleaf.
Why would you do a thing like that, Pineleaf, on that specific character?
I mean, I stopped myself from falling off a cliff once last week, or this week. Yeah.
Just
he enjoys cliffs, yes.
Oh, look, it's a straight line towards the questing look. Oops, that was a drop.
Hey, you said straight line. You didn't say anything about changes in altitude.
Yes. There's a reason why I call the ridge my archenemy. Yes.
I mean, the biggest problem is that even with the fall safe, fall injury immunity things, if you fall from a high enough place, you will still die. So, you still have to be slightly careful, but you won't get a broken leg, even if you're dead.
Now, question with those. Do those work mounted as well, or is it just otherwise?
I think I once used it mounted.
Probably. You might have to use it when you're not mounted, but you transfer your injury to your mount, so probably it works to protect your mount.
Nice.
We'd have to test this, but I would guess so.
Let's find a cliff.
If not, I'll have a very disappointed character with a limping horse.
Yeah, and a very disappointed horse.
A very disappointed horse.
It'll just look at you and say, "Really?
We did this. This is
Again?"
Let's enter a new player question. And Arendis, what's the question this week?
Oh, okay. I was not prepared for this part. I thought we had. My bad.
Oh, you are right. I am sorry. We have the site news. You are correct. Yes, how can I forget about Squirrel's articles?
You were so excited about my question.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. We will hold it off to its proper time. Let's then go to the first thing starts. Help! I'm 120! A guide to gearing and dailies at level cap.
It's a very extensive article. It touches a lot of stuff.
Yes, talking about various dailies and what you do. For example, it includes the bit about the Minas Tirith dailies for empowerment scrolls. And Pelargir and Stars of Merit for Unfallis crystals or essence removal scrolls. The Veils dailies.
Just a note, you can get your Amphilis Starlit crystals cheaper at the festival, and there is a festival going on right now.
Well, there is that little point there.
What a connection there.
So you do also have that. And first of all, they have this thing about defining the quality of the gear they have. So looks like they go under level 115, sub 120, quest gear 120, Glimmer Deep plus daily, small group plus T1, farm plus T2, and further.
Yep. And you'll notice the Minas Tirith dailies for empowerment scrolls are recommended for a reason.
Yeah. If I remember correctly, I get my empowerment scrolls. I usually get them at the skirmish camp. But they do cost a pretty penny in marks and medallions. And of course, talking about gear drop, gear sources, essences, intermezzo conclusion. Then how to improve your gear. Available dailies and weeklies, talking about the Scarhold resource instances, 4 variations there. Failed daily quests, landscapes and instances, 3 variations there. Minas Tirith, empowerment scrolls, 3 variations. Pelargir big battles, 2 or 6. Glimmer Deep caverns, Sickle Gundu and depths of Kidsul instances, and featured instances / box runs. And they also talk about some weekly bonuses that are available. And tips and tricks for every activity. So yes, pretty extensive here. And when it talks about everything that you need to know on how to get this stuff. If you care about this, I guess if you'll be running the 5, know where you will want to go with the character and run the activities best suited for that. Doubt you will do the anvil at 4 T5 instances before December. Take it easier and don't sweat the T4 essences. The game remains a game, and most likely will be a new expansion coming later this year. You won't need them, right? I mean, yeah, if you're planning on doing T5 stuff, then yeah, you probably need this stuff. Or if you're hoping to run such stuff, and you're wondering what do you have to do in order to run it. But yeah, if you're running landscape stuff, you don't need the super powerful stuff. Anyone else have any comments on this?
No, just thank you to Squirrel for the breakdown there.
And Squirrel also has a cartoon for today with the title of Never Ate Your Biscuits. It affects your judgment. No idea, but it looks like the distant cousin is going all over the place for this week's little trip all over the place.
Yep, with a very biscuity theme.
With a very biscuity theme. Then, now, we could go to the new player question.
Thank you, Pineleaf. My question is, can you give me...
What a time to drop out.
Oh, man.
All right. Sans, could you read the new player question?
I can read the new player question. Hopefully Arindis will still be able to hear our answer.
Yeah.
Even if she has to listen to it later. She asks, can you give me some more detail on what dailies are and where to access them? What do you get for doing them? To the best of my understanding, dailies are quests that you can do once a day.
That is pretty much their definition. That's why we call them dailies, is because you could do the quest once per day, and usually they're unlocked by completing content within the region where they're located.
Do we count festival quests as dailies?
If it's a festival quest that you do once per day, it sounds like a daily to me. Though I think most people, when they say dailies, they're talking about the dailies for a particular region rather than festival ones, but they're daily festival quests.
So are the first dailies the ones in Moria that give you the LI titles and such?
Those are the first that I can think of. Are there any before that?
I mean, if there are, I haven't done them.
Yeah, right.
Maybe in Ingmar, but I don't know that I've ever actually completed questing in Ingmar.
Yeah, I don't think there are dailies there. Moria is the first place that I could think of it, and in that case, they are associated with titles, as you could say, the legendary item ones. And you have many different types of dailies. You have the LI ones.
And they seem to open... the ones in Moria seem to open by level.
Yes, they do. There are...
Three?
There are three... What happens
six
is...
total. 3 levels.
Actually, 9. There are 9 in all, because there are the 2 that are in Dolben, the 2 quest givers in Dolben View, but there's also one in... Oh, I can't remember. It's the place just outside the gates of Moria, and the Ekatanan, is it?
Oh, yeah, there is somebody out there with a quest that you could do.
Right. The ones inside Dolben View,
and then there's the resource instances that are also dailies in Moria.
Yes, you also have the resource instances, which are also dailies. Resource instances, as far as I know, are always dailies. In addition to that...
Yeah, Gorandus points out the hunting quests and the troll shots can only be completed once a day. So I suppose if you wanted to run those every day, you might be able to.
Oh, the hunting quests in... Yes, you're right. Those are dailies. Those were created during the revamp after Moria was created. So they're the first ones you can encounter that I can think of. But they weren't the first ones to be created.
You probably aren't going to find people camping and doing them daily unless they're part of a deed. Maybe like the creeper crawler things?
Yeah, most likely if you're just happening to be in the area or doing pro show quests in order to get up the rep or something like that, then you might run them. But yeah, you don't run them for anything special.
But they are dailies.
Right, they are dailies.
And then the other regions as you go up, at least near level cap, tend to have something.
Yeah, most areas past Moria tend to have them. Oh, yeah, let's see. Rivendell and Thorn. Yeah, those dailies give Rivendell and Thorns Hall rep, which is why you like to do those then. And hold on, some of the stuff in the rep dungeons dailies.
Maybe.
That could mean that there would be one available as early as level 20, if that's the case. If the ones.
Well, I don't know if there's a limit to how often you can do them, but aren't those guys outside the Hunter's Lodge in Bree who give out quests daily to go to the Barrow Downs?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yes, so therefore you do have some that could come in pretty early as a result of that. So therefore we have the rep. So we have the rep dailies. You've got the resource dailies. You've got the legendary dailies. And I suppose you call the Minas Tirith ones. They're probably fall into the category of rep dailies because
I'd call them. I guess they're probably technically rep dailies. I only do them for legendary item stuff, but you're right, I have to barter specifically for the legendary item stuff because it could be used to barter for level 100 gear instead. Or essences.
Right, because they tend to give you some sort of item that you trade for, something like that. And I think you tend to get that also in the rep dailies in it, that get something and you can use that to get stuff from rep vendors and
Would
whatever.
that be the same then for the dailies in Dol Amroth? I mean, I did it for the armor, but I suppose technically you could use the tokens on something else.
Yeah, I would call those rep dailies.
Okay.
So at least that would be, I'm sure some other people will have different things onto there. So you do have a wide variety of dailies that you come across. One of the stranger ones I could think of is in Survival Barrel Downs, that skirmish.
Uh-huh.
In addition to the marks that you get for running the skirmish and surviving every once in a while, every 5 minutes you also complete a daily, and that daily gives you extra marks on top of it. So you get a lot more marks if you run it once a day than if you run it several times on the day, because let's say if you run it 5 consecutive days as opposed to running it 5 times in one day, then the run 5 consecutive days will get more marks because there's the daily reward that you get. And I think
that makes sense.
And I think that's a great deal about dailies, and hopefully Arendis either heard that or will listen to that part of the show later on, or will remember to tell her when she gets back. But until then, let's head into our week in Lotro. And Sanswinda, what were you up to?
Well, I ran the new instance with Maven, and we decided light oil worked really well. Yeah, it was kind of fun. Man, 2 pew-pews, and we tested plain. We must have been running with Balerian titles on our weapons. We tested that. We tested fire oil, and then we tested the light oil, and things just started vanishing. It was great. So yeah, that was fun. And then I got to hear the story of Old Mad Ub, and that was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Following that through and listening to the story, and excellent storytelling there. I'm looking forward to listening to that whole book too when I finish collecting the pages for it.
Right.
So yeah, that was pretty cool. Except for the part where somebody called me a myth while I was standing right in front of them. So, but I
Well,
guess now I'm officially mythic, for being a hobbit. So yeah,
the
that was pretty
mythic
funny.
hobbit.
Um, like, but you're just a myth. Well, that's not what they said. They're like, but these Hobbitlen are just a myth. I'm like, aren't I standing right here, right in front of you?
Well, yeah,
Um,
actually, I think in an earlier quest, someone referred to them as if they were that they were much shorter than how hobbits really are. So over
right.
the years, the myth warped the story of the hobbits and making them smaller and
Even
smaller and smaller
shorter. Yeah.
stories.
I don't know. Maybe they went the way of the fairies. But,
Well, that's where
um,
the fairy stories came from. They saw the hobbits, and then they kept on reducing their size.
oh, maybe, yeah. Had nothing to do with elves at all. People just got
Right.
confused later.
Yes, and
Yeah,
most
I could
likely,
buy this.
yes.
Um, but yeah, so that was funny. And then I went fishing at the farmer's fair, um, and caught some fish. So those will be turned
Well,
into
I would
tokens
hope
later.
so.
I mean, I could have gone fishing and caught stuff, but I haven't done that one yet. I did not do very much fishing at the farmer's fair, but that was my week. How was your week, Pineleaf?
For my week, my honor warden reached kindred with the Grey Company. Yay! That means all I've got left for getting world renowned is kindred with the Ukluth. And if I get that, which I think I'm about halfway through Ally right now,
Nice.
so I'm hoping that maybe in a week or two I will have the world renowned title. And the reason for that, of course, that was one of my goals for this year was to get world renowned on this character. And I was not allowed to buy rep clickies at a skirmish camp or anything like that. In addition to that, I also completed the epic story in Enedwythe, meaning the one where you go and face those Oathbreakers. I went into there and usual stuff that happens there. And there is no more epic story then until they release the next area, which I presume is either going to be mid-September or mid-October. If they follow their usual form, we'll have to find out which one it is soon enough. Then, during the field trip, we witnessed the reforging of a sword as in searched for a dark rider. Then my burglar witnessed some awkward family moments in the Intwash Vale. We,
Hmm.
yeah,
No, that just remembering awkward family moments in the Intwish Vale.
yeah.
Yep.
There are many awkward family moments in the Intwash Vale, true. We currently have 18 supporters on Patreon. If you'd like to join this illustrious raid of players and help support LOTRO players, simply go to the donations page where you can support the Players Alliance on Patreon. There you'll find rewards, including a mention on the podcast of your choice, or even be guest with us for an episode of LOTRO Players News. We did not receive any feedback this week, but if you'd like to send us an email, you can send it to podcast@lotraplayers.com, and you can also follow us on Twitter at the Players Alliance at Players Ally, and Lotra Players at Lotra Players, Arendis at Arendis, Pineleaf at Pineleaf Needle, Sanswinda at Sanswinda, and Terry Edwin at Terry Edwin. You could watch our shows live on our Mixler channel on Mondays at 7 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, and on Saturdays at 8:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time for LOTRO Players News, and the Mondays is for DDO Players News. And you can watch these at LOTROPlayers.com/live. And that is all for tonight. And this is Pilot Noodles reminding you to skirmish responsibly.